you got to give North Carolina credit. I mean, they're really, really good. I think, I said this. I mean, if they play like that, they're Final Four good. Them and Duke are, at least to this point, the two best teams in the league. We haven't played everybody, but to this point, those two are the best two teams in the league. Baycott is playing like a first-team All-American, ACC Player of the Year, and their guards are they good? Those guards are really, really good. And when we're small, if we're not making threes, it becomes hard. And offensively, we struggled. Shot 3 for 14, and from three-point range. 21% is not going to get it done. Not against a team like North Carolina. So we'll get back. I told our guys just one day at a time. The good news on this game is it does not count twice or three times. It's one loss. I think Carolina is really good, and they're good enough to go to the Final Four playing like that. They're really, really good. And we'll get better. We'll be off tomorrow. Practice Monday and Tuesday. We got a 4-game homestand coming up with Wake Forest, Clayton State, Florida State, and Miami. So 4 great opportunities at home right in front of us.
Okay, questions for Coach Pastner. We'll go ahead and start off with one from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Josh, no matter how well you shot tonight, it looked like the game was lost on the defensive end, and it seemed at times, the players just weren't quick enough to stay with North Carolina. I mean, what did you see out there?
Yeah, Rod, we were small. We switched everything when we were small, and we just gave up a lot of size down there, even in the zone, without the size, you're small. When you are small, you're small. And we were very small in the ACC without a big guy there. However, I thought it was our best chance to score offensively, and it worked on Wednesday versus Boston College, but it didn't prevail tonight. So you can be small, but you better score. And tonight we just could not score, and missed some opportunities, missed some open shots. I thought we took some tough shots, but it was just they're really good, and they hit some threes. I thought that Davis and Love hit a couple threes that you're like, come on, and Manic hit that one in the corner. They had a couple of those that were just, they look like they were pro shots, pros.
Next question from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Obviously, it was a tough night for Mike, and then Tristan didn't play well or shoot well. Kind of, what do you do with Mike? 6 turnovers is a lot for a lead guard that's a senior, and in his situation, kind of, what do you do? I know you pulled him out kind of early to, I guess, rest him, but just kind of what was going on with DeVoe.
Yeah, he's been so good for us, Kelly, and he's had he's been really, really good. Unfortunately, just tonight he didn't have a good game. And obviously, if he doesn't play well, doesn't score for us, it makes it tough. But he tried to do the best he can on some passes. Leaky Black, got to give credit to Leaky Black. Thought he did a good job defensively. However, if we're not making shots around him, then the entire defense can kind of load to him. And unfortunately tonight, they really, were able to load to him, and other guys didn't make shots, and Mike didn't make shots, and it was just a tough night. Tough night all the way around. But he'll bounce back. Mike's an excellent player, and he'll bounce back for Wednesday and be ready to go. And this was just a tough game tonight, Kelly, for Mike, and it happens. And for a bunch of guys, statistically, Jordan Usher did a nice job, and Davon Smith did a nice job. But for everybody else, we didn't score in some key areas, and that just happens.
Next question from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
2 things. One was Jordan Mecca a possibility, and then second, given the way that Tristan had played, I was thinking that you guys might look for him more. Was that something you were hoping for?
Well, Jordan, I just didn't put Jordan Mecca in, other than I just didn't play him. Nothing more than I just didn't enter the game. That was all. And regarding Tristan, he had a tough night, you know, as I thought in the first half, maybe there's a couple shots that, you know, he didn't let it come to him, but he's still a freshman. And he had a great game on Wednesday. It's just, you know, today on the scouting report, because I told Tristan, they're going to guard him wherever he's at. You know, he's not going to sneak up on anybody. So he'll be fine. This is just a tough game all the way around. Tough game for all of us. And obviously, you know, anytime we lose, it falls on the head coach. It does not fall on the players. It strictly falls on the head coach. So it starts with me. I got to do a better job. And but our guys will be better. We got to shake this one off. We're going to need Tristan to be ready to catch you. I thought he did some good things defensively. You know, we front the post, and when they're just so big. I mean, North Carolina is big, and Kelly was here. You know, I know you guys saw them in person. We're at home. You got Kelly. I mean, they're just a big team, and when we're small, we look very small compared to Carolina, other than when Saba played. But that's the trade-off. And if you're not making threes, Ken, then it ends up, you know, you get yourself, you know, in a bad way. And but that we'll fight back and be ready to go on Wednesday.
Time for just a few more for Coach. We'll start with one from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Coach, tough night for scoring, obviously, but in general, were you satisfied with the ball movement and the shot selection that your guys had tonight in general?
I thought there's sometimes, Patrick, we had a couple good, I thought it was 50-50. Half the game, I thought we had some good movement. The other half, I thought we were pressing. And what happens is when you get to those droughts where you can't score, you just, you know, and we don't have that team that's just, man, I can get the ball to someone and just go get us 25 on their own on ISO basketball. But just by natural way, you're just, you know, you're not scoring, you're not making shots, and some guys will then, you know, you try to squeeze in a tough play and not as much ball movement, but we're not built that way. And so now we hit a couple tough shots, but we are best when we have player movement and ball movement. And again, I got to watch the film, but just from the naked eye, I think it was about 50-50, Patrick.
Another one from Rod McKenzie.
Hey, Josh, naturally, you looked at the stats, and Maxwell and Coleman, I believe, combined for 1 for 12, something like that. Are you looking for them to be consistent in order for the team to be successful?
Well, Rod, on Wednesday, they were 10 for 14, 10 for 15 from the three-point line between those two. And tonight they were 1 for 12 overall and over 5 from 3. So, yeah, if we're gonna win some games, they're gonna have to make some shots. There's no doubt about that. We're gonna need them to put the ball in the basket. You know, so they'll get better from it. They'll get better. They're both freshmen, and with freshmen, you know, it's a learning experience, and through time they'll get better. And we'll be ready to go on Wednesday. We're going to need both those guys to play well for us on Wednesday.
Okay, we've got one more left in queue. We'll take the last one here from Kelly Quinlan.
I think you know, talking about the length and all that, the thing that stood out to me is it took you, I think, 34 minutes of game time to get an offensive rebound. Khalid got one, I think, with like 6 minutes left. And they had 2 guys with, you know, 10 plus rebounds. Dawson Garcia had his without really trying very hard. Just how do you combat the length? How do you deal with that in terms of rebounding situations? What can you do to kind of help your guys?
Kelly, they only had 4 fast break points against us, so we didn't send guys to the offensive glass. We got guys back to stop the fast break. So that ended up prevailing, and then we missed a lot of shots. And you look at the defensive rebounds for Carolina, it's 31 defensive rebounds because we missed so many shots and we were getting back. So, you know, we didn't have a lot of offensive rebound opportunities because we were small. We wanted to get back and build a wall and transition defense. But there are 11 offensive rebounds, you know, 3s by Baycott. And you look at it, Garcia and RJ Davis are 4, and Manic 1. I mean, they just had a couple. We're just battling in there, and it's just, you know, some balls bounce out. But the rebounding wasn't the issue. What cost us the game? What cost us the game today was they were 9 for 25 from 3-point range, and we're 3 for 14. and we're 45% from the field. Our offense wasn't good enough tonight. If we're small, we have to score, Kelly. I mean, there's gonna be, because we're gonna front the post, we're switching some things. But if you're small, you have to score. And we struggled to score tonight.
Coach, thanks so much. Safe travels back. We'll see you this week.
Okay, thank you.